You know, I think we all walk around carrying this invisible mental ledger,
Oh, absolutely.
like a sort of cosmic credit score of every mistake, every sharp word, or just every time you've fallen short.
Right. And it's exhausting. I mean, we walk around with this low-level anxiety that at some point, someone or something is going to tally it all up and finally present us with the bill.
Exactly. But what if the ultimate power just flat out refuses to look at that ledger?
That is such a wild concept.
It really is. And that's exactly the radical idea we're exploring in today's deep dive. We're looking at a deeply soul-stirring passage of Sikh scripture written by Guru Arjan Dev Ji.
Specifically on page, or Ang, 619 of the scripture.
Right, said to the musical measure of Rag Sorat'h. And our mission today is to unpack this translation and really get to the core spiritual philosophy to share with you.
So to really grasp this relationship, we have to first look at how the creator actually views human faults here.
Which is surprisingly lenient.
Lenient is almost an understatement. The text explicitly says he did not take my accounts into account.
Oh, wow. So think about the absolute worst mistake you made last week or, even last year.
Right.
This text argues that the creator has already deleted that file. It's kind of like going into a terrifying tax audit, right?
Yeah, the worst feeling.
And the auditor looks at a spreadsheet full of your worst financial sins, smiles, and just permanently hits delete.
I love that analogy. And the underlying logic behind that deleted file is this concept called biradh.
Biradh, okay.
Yeah, it's the divine's innate, unconditional, forgiving nature. It's not that the creator doesn't see our shortcomings, it's that the creator actively chooses to overlook them.
That changes everything.
It really does. It fundamentally shifts your entire spiritual dynamic. Instead of living in this paralyzing fear of judgment, you step into a space of profound relief.
Because the true Lord is forever merciful and forgiving, as the translation says.
Exactly. But it's important to note that this relief isn't just a passive get-out-of-jail-free card.
Right. It moves from that initial forgiveness straight into active daily protection.
Yes. The text introduces the Sadh, the true guru, who acts as this physical and spiritual barrier. The phrase used is bandapaya.
Bandapaya.
Right. The divine reaches out a hand to literally pull you away from the waves of bad deeds.
So wait, is the guru's protection like putting the bumper lanes up at a bowling alley to keep us out of the gutter?
That is actually a really great way to look at it, because the goal isn't just avoiding punishment.
Right.
It's about preserving a person's honor. The guru saves the individual from the sheer degradation of vice.
And when that barrier is in place, you aren't just safe. The text says you are brought into a state of absolute ecstasy.
Yes, you are actively bound to divine love.
Wait, though. I'm struggling with the logic on this next part. Yeah, so we're talking about ultimate spiritual ecstasy and divine love, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then the text abruptly drops right down into mundane reality.
Oh, the part about clothing.
Exactly. The scripture notes that the one who fashioned the body and placed the soul inside gives us clothing and nourishment.
Right.
But a lot of spiritual traditions emphasize, detaching from the physical world. So why is the divine suddenly so concerned with giving us a winter coat and a hot meal?
It does seem contradictory at first glance, but it actually proves how holistic this worldview really is.
Holistic how?
Well, we are so conditioned to separate the spiritual from the physical in our minds.
Yep.
We think, okay, the cosmos cares about our soul, but we're completely on our own for breakfast.
Right, exactly.
But this text shatters that divide. The divine cares equally for the cosmic soul and the human stomach.
Wow.
It proves that preserving a servant's honor encompasses the complete well-being, from the highest spiritual ecstasy to the most basic physical needs.
That is amazing. So if you're experiencing that level of complete physical and spiritual care, the only logical response is total gratitude.
Which is exactly where Guru Arjan Dev Ji lands, declaring he is forever a sacrifice to the divine.
Looking at Ang 619 from top to bottom, it's just an incredible trajectory. You move from the fear of your own accounts, hit the protective barrier of the true guru, and land in a space of complete physical and spiritual nourishment.
It is a beautiful journey, and I think that leaves us with a deeply challenging question to walk away with today.
I love a good question to ponder.
Right. So if the ultimate power in the universe interacts with your deepest flaws through radical, unconditional forgiveness rather than keeping a tally, how would your daily life change if you applied that exact same biradh, that habit of tearing up the ledger, to the people around you?
And perhaps most importantly, to yourself.